DMK camp, this development is happening. On the other side, it's an explosive twist to Jayalalitha's death row. Madras High Court judge has raised doubts over Jaya's death, hearing a plea that demanded probe into causes of Jayalalitha's death. The judge said, and I quote, "I have my own doubts over her death. Why was her health situation kept a secret?" Now, there have been multiple PILs that have been filed in the court as well. Sasikala Pushpa, the rebel AIA-DMK MP, has also raised suspicions over the way secrecy was maintained around Jayalalitha's health, and then final announcement that Amma had departed from earth, and that's what the judge has said, that I have my own suspicion and my own observation about Jayalalitha's health, questioning the secrecy that surrounded Jayalalitha's death. Justice Vaidyanathan has said, I have my own doubts over her death. Why was her health situation kept a secret? Now, this could be yet another blow for Sasikala Natarajan camp. All those who have lined behind her, because Sasikala Natarajan, close aide to Jaya, was one of the inner circle people who were present during Jaya's hospital tenure. She was the only one who was allowed to meet Jayalalithaa. She was the one who was the gatekeeper for all the information that was coming out of the hospital as well. Who's meeting Jayalalithaa was also Sasikala Natarajan's decision. So let me go across to my colleague Pramod, who's joining us. So Pramod, the Madras High Court Justice Vaidyanathan, who has observed doubts over Jayalalitha's death, coming at a time where AIA-DMK are backing Sasikala Natarajan. How will this play out for the party and for Sasikala Natarajan?
Well, Devina, first of all, Justice Vaidyanathan has pronounced this kind of information, his observation on a case, a PIL filed on public interest, stating that a retired judge panel should be created to find out what happened to the ex-chief minister. Now, he has said, like, even he has doubts. Media asked a lot of questions. Even he himself has certain doubts about the death of the chief minister. And his doubts are rising up because every time the ADMK spokesperson, they said that she was eating well, she was walking well, she was doing everything well, and how come suddenly she passed away? And right now he has the next hearing is scheduled for January 9. But on the AIDMK side, they are more into now creating, electing the next generation. Now the OPS chief minister has left for Poets Garden. He must be there right now and to give the copy to Sasikala. That is happening on the parallel side. This is going to cause additional trouble to them as well, Devina.
All right, be with us, Pramod, because I do have Mr. Sankaran, who is a political analyst, who is also joining us on this newscast. Mr. Sankaran, your observation over now, Madras High Court judge saying that he's also had doubts over the secrecy around which Jaya's treatment was being given to her.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think whatever the judge has now said is in the manner of observation while hearing the case. So we have to wait until the final orders ultimately come. And judges are known to make so many observations which ultimately don't find a place in the judgments. So
right. But Mr. Sankaran, how will this play out for Sasikala Natarajan? Because a resolution has been passed to make her General Secretary. She was the closest aide of Jayalalithaa, present during the entire treatment that was given to former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. How will this play out for her?
See, already several political parties, including DMK, PMK, have asked for a white paper on the treatment given to Jayalalithaa, and that is already in the public domain. And now, Sasikala and both the Tamil Nadu government have to release in transparency the way the treatment was given, the modus of treatment. They are obliged to give it.
Already there's a plea in the Supreme Court asking for a CBI probe into Jayalalitha's deteriorating health condition as well. Now, AIA-DMK, which at least has 4.5 years of tenure left in Tamil Nadu, is it incumbent upon the party now to establish its credibility post Jaya's demise to now release details of her health?
No, I expect the party to come out with some statement about what kind of treatment was given for about 70 odd days, and then try to close the issue with that.
So what about the rift that we have seen in the party? Because you have the rebel MP Sasikala Pushpa also questioning and alleging different conspiracy theories behind Jaya's demise.
But the rebel MP doesn't have much of a crowd within the party, as it was evident today in the General Council.
All right, but sir, do you believe that this could be a matter that could blow up in the face for AIA-DMK, which is really trying hard to maintain a united front, even asking Sasikala Natarajan to step into Jaya's shoes as General Secretary?
Shashikala is likely to make a very emotional statement saying that she was so attached to Jayalalithaa and how would I ever go against her. So that kind of an emotional statement could be expected.
All right, but Mr. Sankaran, also, could we expect Sasikala to refuse to take up the task of General Secretary? Because after all, she was never a political confidant of Jayalalithaa.
In fact, according to the media, in the last 20-30 years, particularly the language media, has been regularly writing that behind the scenes, Shashikala had been operating the party as well as the government.
All right, so she does have the inner knowledge of the world of AIDMK, how it works, because she's been the one who's been giving appointment and also taking administrative calls, but never the political calls. Mr. Sankaran, appreciate you joining us. Going across to my colleague Pramod, who continues to be with us. So, Pramod, from here on now, it is for AIADMK to ensure that there is no spiraling of controversy. There is a demand for white paper, there's a demand for CBI probe, a plea has been filed in the Supreme Court in this regard. Are we expecting a statement from AIADMK to end all the speculation over Jaya's death?
Well, Devi, till now we are concentrating more on finding a leader for their party, and already the spokesperson for the party, Kanhaiya, whenever such a conspiracy theory is sprouted, he has definitely cleared that nothing of such happened. He was the person who initially stated that CM was doing well, and that is the same afternoon that the Chief Minister had a stroke as well. And right now, till now, the spokesperson Kanhaiya states that there is no such conspiracy. These are all things that are being brought out to break the party. That's the stance of ADMK for now, Devina.
But it's interesting, Pramod, because we've been talking about this even when Jayalalithaa was in the hospital. She was in the hospital for over 60 days. And the information that was coming was very little, cryptic statements that were released. And also towards the end, when the supporters were given a hope that Amma is on a road to recovery, came a sudden news of the unfortunate and a tragic demise of their leader. Do we also see now Sasikala Natarajan, who is set to take over as a General Secretary, doing the damage control? This could be one of the first decisions that she takes to ensure that speculation ends right now over Jaya's health.
Well, Devina, for VK Sasikala, there is always this problem. The party's General Secretaries and Executive Secretaries have accepted her as a leader and have they have signed a declaration to make her as a leader as well. But now, what about the cadres? Cadres are really confused. For them, Jayalalithaa seems to be still alive. They did not see Jayalalithaa after September 22nd, and in their minds of the cadres of AIDMK and the people of Tamil Nadu, she is still alive. So Sasikala has to first find out, first she has to get into the hearts of the people to become the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. But before that, it is very much true that she has to make a point that to bring an end to all such conspiracy, because already there is one conspiracy that she tried to poison her in 2011. People are adding this conspiracy to when she was removed from her party and Poet's Garden in 2011. That also she has to bring an end to that conspiracy as well. But till now, she is maintaining silence. Maybe after this, once she becomes the General Secretary, maybe she might talk on these matters, Devina.
Absolutely. And Pramod, let's not forget that even when Jayalalithaa was in hospital, there was always an inner sanctum where she was there and she was being treated. Even the political leaders from different parties were not allowed to meet her. Very, very restricted access, including Sasikala Natarajan, who was present through and through in the hospital as well during Jayalalitha's treatment. And even as Madras High Court judge has now raised doubt over Jaya's death, this matter has gone beyond politics as well, Pramod, because now it's the judiciary which is questioning and asking for details.
That is true, Devina. There is one more person called Geeta, who is also a friend of Jayalalithaa, who has also tried to file a petition such way. But the court has asked her to file a petition on the police before coming over and getting such a petition filed here. And this is definitely raising suspicion. But it also should know that not just the state or the hospital, even AIMS doctors were involved in this. AIMS doctors did give her Jayalalithaa treatment, did give suggestions as well, along with Dr. Richard Beale from UK. So if there is a suspicion about Jayalalitha's death, it means that there is something, even they are hiding something, Devina.
Absolutely. In fact, December 5th is when the tragic news was announced of Jaya being no more. Today, we're looking at a resolution being passed by AIADMK condoling Jaya's death, but at the same time, asking Sasikala Natarajan to take over from Jaya's General Secretary post. At the same time, you're looking at Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, who's right now at Poets Garden and speaking to Sasikala Natarajan about the future course of the party. AIADMK, which has around 4.5 years of tenure, still left at the helm of the government, and the people of Tamil Nadu, Pramod, who want to know about their beloved leaders, state towards the end days. We also have right now joining us Subramaniam Swamy, who is speaking to India Today. Sir, thank you for speaking to India Today. Your first response, sir, about now a judge of the High Court also raising doubts over Jaya's health.
Well, the legal mind, I would say that the judge should have not stopped just making observations. He should have issued notice to Apollo Hospital, to the state government and to the union government, saying file an affidavit as to what you know about this and what you have to say about the petitioner raising doubts about the nature of the manner of the death. And he has just made an observation that has no status in law, although he's an important person, so if he raises it in the public domain, it becomes a matter of discussion. But as far as law is concerned, he should have issued directions, and I hope on the 9th of January, to which the petition hearing has been adjourned to, he will issue directions and ask them to file affidavits.
And sir, but the fact is the secrecy has been quite suspicious indeed. You have Tamil Nadu Chief Minister who's enjoyed a hero worship status in the hospital for over 60 days. Still, the information was cryptic. Still, her health, the treatment that was given out to Jayalalithaa was shrouded in utmost restricted access only to the inner circle, including Sasikala Natarajan. So what is the fallout that you see of the Madras High Court judge observation on Sasikala Natarajan on a day that she's been anointed as a General Secretary by a majority of resolution in AIADMK?
See, first of all, the judge's observation will only keep the pot boiling. The pot boiling is not enough. We have to come to a closure. We either have to know that her death was accelerated or assisted or not. And therefore, the only three people who can conclusively inform the court, and the court can then hold a hearing, and that would be, as I say, union government, the state government, and the Apollo Hospital.
So do you believe the union government should step into the matter? Do you believe there should also be a CBI probe that's being demanded, and another plea in Supreme Court over Jaya's health?
Union government is involved because the Intelligence Bureau and the All India Medical Institute had sent doctors to the hospital, and they were examined. The AIMS doctors did examine her, so we want to know the union government's view. Furthermore, so many ministers turned up there. I think Venkaiah Naidu, Arun, Jaitley, both came there. So therefore, the union has taken a lot of interest in it. So the union government has to file an affidavit, and must file an affidavit in this matter.
All right, Mr. Swamy, before we let you go, one last question, sir. Do you also believe now AIADMK government is incumbent on them now to release details, at least a white paper that's being sought, because it's about credibility of the AIADMK under the new leadership? It can only be established once they come out with full details of Jaya's health.
Legally, they are not bound because the judge's observation has no binding value in law. So they're going to ignore it.
All right. So we'll try and fix that audio line with you. We have to slip into a short break right now, but thank you so much for talking to India Today. Subramaniam Swamy saying even the centre now should intervene, file an affidavit and ask for details on Jaya's health. Given the fact that AIMS doctors were involved in Jaya's treatment, that should be the next step, that even the centre now should take a cue from the Madras High Court judge's observation and file an affidavit to know the truth about Jayalalitha's last days in the hospital. Well, it's a breaking story that we're following. Explosive twist to Jayalalitha's death row now, because Madras High Court judge has raised doubts over Jaya's death, hearing a plea that demanded probe into causes of Jayalalitha's death. The judge said in Quota, I have my own doubts over her death. Why was her health situation kept a secret? Going by media reports, I have my own doubts, is what the Madras High Court judge has observed. And speaking to political commentators and also experts, now the onus is on AIADMK government to ensure that the information is revealed to the public, to end all the speculation. This coming on a day when AIADMK has passed a resolution asking for a Nobel Peace Prize for Jayalalithaa, Bharat Ratna for Jayalalithaa, even Sasikala Natarajan to take place of Jayalalithaa in the party as General Secretary. But can it stem the rising confusion and questions over Jayalalitha's health? You have the rebel MP Sasikala Pushpa, who has also raised questions over Jayalalitha's last days in the hospital. Over 60 days that she was in the hospital, information was very cryptic, very restricted for her followers. Going across to my colleague Pramod, who's joining us now in a bit. But before that, we have to slip into a very short break. Interestingly, BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy also saying that the centre now should file an affidavit and ensure that the information comes out. They were AIIMS doctors also who were treating Jayalalithaa, so why the secrecy?